Hello, welcome back to Hunter Tune. Today we're going to be dynoing my green Honda Grom, and this is the bike that we did the 4-valve build on. So it has a Koso 4-valve. So as I was saying, I actually just discovered my first issue with this build so far. The seal that's going around behind the sprocket where the transmission shaft comes out, the seal in there is leaking. So I actually have a couple drips coming down off of the chain there. So I have to address that, but I'll just make sure that I keep oil in it for now. And we'll dyno this thing. I'm gonna go over the build one more time. It's a Koso 4-valve, 170cc big bore, so it's got the ported 4-valve head. It's got a bigger 34mm Koso throttle body, the key and 10-hole injector. I'm tuning it on a mix of 110 and 91, so it's got a race gas blend in it right now, and it's on the ARacer Mini 5 ECU. I really like the ARacer Mini 5 because it's kind of like a Holly, and it auto-tunes, and it does a pretty good job of auto-tuning. I have the full stand next ECU in the blue Grom, and that thing is so freaking sporadic, and you know, runs good one day, doesn't run good the next. It's just kind of garbage in my opinion. I don't really like that ECU. Probably gonna get another Mini 5 for the blue bike because I think it will just be better, more fun. Won't have to fiddle with it all the time. And yeah, let the ARacer take the wheel kind of thing. So yeah, anyways, without further ado, I'm gonna try to get this thing tuned up a little bit. I did just kind of roll it on the dyno a little, and it was spinning on the roller. When I would lay into it, it would spin. So it makes a lot more power than stock, because I never could, yeah. And I think I'm gonna have to dyno in at least second gear, because first gear I ran with the last setup when we last dynoed this bike when it was bone stock. I'll do an overlay of the dyno when we get this thing tuned up. And yeah, it makes way more power. Like it'll actually like spin the roller in second and third gear, which before you'd shift to third, it would literally not even be able to spin the roller. So now we're doing better. We're doing better. I like it. So, and then obviously it's got a Hindle exhaust. It's got an open throttle body right now, no airbox or anything like that. All right guys, so it's got the same sprocket in it, everything like that. I'm gonna show you the curves of the bikes we've done already. So the pink line, the one with the most power, is that Sucker Punch kit so far. I'm hoping to exceed that quite a bit with this new build. And then these lines are the factory Grom here. So factory, we made 9.3 horsepower, and the Sucker Punch kit made 16.5 horsepower. So we're gonna use the same settings on the dyno. It's got the same gearing in the sprockets. They all have 14-tooth front sprocket. So we're gonna do the same thing with this setup. See how she does. As soon as this thing came into any sort of power, it spun the tire. So I might have to do second gear. Or just sit farther back on the bike, get the tire warmed up, I don't know. Yeah, it was on a mission, like it just shot right up. So that's the run we just attempted to do, but yeah, didn't work out, did it? We'll try one more, see if the tire will hold on the dyno. Set up for second gear run, and we'll see how it does in second gear. even ran through second gear, it came up on the tire. I think it's just because the bike is stretched, so there's literally no weight over the tire on the rear. So I have to like try to get back on the bike, like sit on it so there's weight over the tire, which might be affecting the number, I have no idea. But yeah, like I said, there's just no weight over the tire, so it's hard to get the tire not to spin because this dyno is, you know, a lot more load for this bike than, you know, whatever. So okay, so that run, we did make 27 horsepower for second gear there. It probably would register a little higher if I was in first gear. I just don't know if I'll be able to get the frickin' tire to stick. Because the curve, it looks kind of choppy here. I don't know if that's just like the auto tune or something going on right now, but so I turned the auto tune off on that one just to kind of monitor the air fuel and get a data log on the thing. And it's kind of rich. It's like 12.0 air fuel, 12.4 up top. So trying to get this to paint a little smoother curve because I think it's just like the bike is like moving back and forth on the dyno, so it's got, you know, these little freaking blotches and shit in it. But that was 26.7 horsepower. You can kind of tell where it was falling off up there past 12,000 RPM. I spun it like 12.6 on the bike, I think. 12,600. Fucking nuts. This thing screams though. And it's honestly kind of fast. It's fun. So here's the data log actually from that run. And you can tell like right when we got into the throttle here on the dyno run, 11.7, 11.8 air fuel, 12.0, 12.0, 12.2, 12.3, 12.0, 12.2, 12.0. So it's kind of rich, below like 11.5, 11,500 and below. I think I'm gonna pull a little bit of fuel out of it. So if we go on here, and I wish I could see ignition timing on here. I don't think I can. It's just TPS, cylinder engine something. I don't know what the hell this is. Cylinder air pressure. Volume mass efficiency. Wideband O2, auto tune. Closed loop correction value. We should turn that on. And then turn closed loop on. There we go, spark angle. So that was about 28 degrees of timing, looks like. Almost the whole run, 26, 27, 28. So you can see it kind of stepping up timing as RPM increases, just like you would on a car. This thing might take more timing, I don't know. We'll play with it a little bit. I'm gonna try to pull a little bit of fuel out of it below 11,000 RPM and see if I can't get it to become a little happier. So we're gonna do that fuel change first. So if we go on to ARacer here and we go to calibration, we can go to our fuel adjust. So this is my fuel table that I have right now. And yeah, below like 11 grand, we got to pull some fuel out of it. So we're going to just try that and kind of see what it does. It seems good, like up towards 13,000 RPM. But we're going to try this. This fucker's loud. Alright, so I actually got it to hold in first gear. So first gear definitely paints a better dyno graph, and I think it's just more accurate and better overall. Because I did another second gear run with the bike, and I pulled fuel out of it and it lost like 9 horsepower. Because I think just the way that the bike is being loaded in second gear, it's causing a ton of skewed readings on the dyno. But if I can get a smooth pull through first gear without it spinning, it paints a really good picture. So I'm gonna try to play with it a little bit more here, and let you guys know in a second how it does. I might be adding some timing and just playing around, but yeah, we'll do another rip. Alright guys, so the Grom is making kind of what I figured it would make now that I got it to work in first gear, and I actually restrapped the bike on the dyno a little bit differently because I think the way that I had it strapped coming up the roller, it was harder for it to get traction. So I got it strapped where the tire is directly on top of the roller now, and it's making good power, but I don't know why, but if I do a back-to-back run on this thing, it loses like 5 horsepower. And I do the data log and I check out the logs and stuff, and they all are the same. Like, there's not really much change. But we're all so close to 30 horsepower, guys. The one run, like I said, so this is a back-to-back hit right here. Made 29.9 horsepower and then 26 right there afterwards. So I don't know why it's doing that and dropping power like it is, but it's losing power like everywhere, and I don't know why that is, and that's just doing back-to-back. I would expect maybe a little bit of horsepower loss, but not almost 5 horsepower. That just seems a little excessive. So I don't know why that's happening. I'm gonna dig into it and see if I can figure anything out. Otherwise, I'm gonna let it cool off a long time, and cool it off for about the same amount of time that I just did that made 29 horsepower. Try it again and see if it'll overlay that again, that 29 horsepower run. So we'll see what it does. I found out kind of like the bike just wants to be colder, because I do back-to-back runs and it loses horsepower like a little bit, not a whole ton, but it is losing some. We did make our highest, making 29.98 horsepower, and then we just did another one after I let it cool off, and it made 29.96, so it did pretty much back that run right up. Alright guys, so it's been a little while since we dynoed the green Grom here, but I have learned quite a bit since dynoing the bike. I kind of wanted to go over some stuff that I've learned since dynoing the bike and what we can do to improve it from here. The bike did make a 29 horsepower, but it just wasn't like consistent on the dyno. Like, I'd do one pull and it would make 4 horsepower less. It wouldn't like overlay consistently. And the reason being for that is just the way that I had the bike strapped, and sometimes I was sitting on it, sometimes I was standing, sometimes it's just, you gotta be consistent every time. You can't, like, if you put weight on the bike, it's gonna drag it down and it's not gonna produce a number on the dyno. And since then, I've put like 500 miles on the bike, and it's a ton of fun. I actually took it to the drag strip for the hell of it, and I also just have been beating the crap out of it on the street. And it's a ton of fun. I'm going to show you a couple clips of it rolling on the street, and talk to you about also some other issues that I had with it. So since I dynoed the bike last, I actually discovered that the bike was out of injector. I was actually sent what I thought was a key and 10 hole injector, but was actually a PCX 150. So like my order got mixed up and I was running it's too small of an injector pretty much, because I actually tried, since then I put the bike on E85 and it was way out of injector. So I actually have a new injector solution that I actually am coming out with and I'm probably gonna start selling. And I actually have 2 Grom injectors in my tester right now that I'm doing a little bit more R&D on. But like I said, since then I got a really big injector in it now, and I have E85, and I also have some methanol M1 at my shop waiting to go in this bike, and I can't wait to put it on methanol and see if it picks up and can crack that 30 horsepower number. I'm pretty sure we can, especially there's a couple other little tricks I can do to the bike to, you know, just give it that little bit extra that it's looking for. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. I'm gonna end it off here with the clip at the drag strip, and then you know, just a street hit. But the check engine light was coming on because it was out of injector at that point. So like I said, since then I've fixed a ton of stuff, and I can't wait to get it back on the dyno and do some more testing. So stay tuned. If you guys want to see some more Grom content, let me know. I've actually done a little bit more work on both the bikes, and maybe give you guys another update on them. And yeah, they're rippers, let me tell you what, and they've been holding up great. See how many miles I got on here? 603 miles, and I had 100 on it when it was stock, and then the rest of it's all been with the built motor. So anyways, thanks for watching the video, guys. Have a great night and a better tomorrow.
Randy, where's the battery? That.